Today, I'll record an 8.5 centimeter pocket burst. The tools we use are yarn, 2.0 millimeter crochet, 8.5 centimeter kids class frame. First, how to hold the yarn. Hold the yarn in your hand twice around the little finger. Slightly longer. Go around the index finger twice. 2 laps later, use your middle finger and your thumb to pull this yarn tight, just fine. Crochet 13 prop in the first row. The first stitches is a chain stitch. It doesn't count. A 360-degree winding. Take a look at the crochet and make a loop. Continue winding. One more lap. Crochet back here. Rewind the wire. A crochet wound is drawn through this coil. This is stitches for the procked braid stitches. That is the first stitch it made, not counting this stitch. Start with the stitch in the coil. We're gonna hook 13 procked braid stitches. A procked is a crochet wound. And then carry this needle. You can see it. There's a distinct V here. It's a stitch. Continue crochet, winding. Pass through the stitches. Second stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stitches. After the 13 procked are done, we're going to crochet back from the last 2 stitches. This is the last shot. This stitch next to it, which is the second to last stitch. Crochet 11 single crochet. The single crochet starts with the penultimate stitch. Crochet into the stitch. Pick only half a stitch. Let's have a look. Those are 2 stitches. It's a single crochet, isn't it? There's a stitch above, there's a stitch down there. I hope you can see it. Let's just pick the top stitch. Inserting stitch. Press down and pull out. After bringing it out, you'll have 2 loops on your crochet hook. You can obviously see 2 coils, then crochet and wind. After winding, take 2 coils at once. That's your first stitch, your first single stitch. Beginners are advised to mark the first stitch with the mark buckle. Prevent miscounting stitches. The first stitch is done. Then find the stitch next to it. It is right next to the stitch. Please check it carefully. Keep making single crochet on this one. We continue to crochet the single crochet. Insert the crochet into the single crochet, pull down the thread, and then pull out the crochet. Wire winding, pull out once. Continue from the side of the stitch. Needle in, pull down, take out, wind, pull out once. Now we have got 3 single crochet. Put the needle in the next crochet. Pull down the thread to pull out the crochet. Wrap the wire and then pull out once. Continue next to the stitch. Needle in, pull down the wire and pull out. Wire winding. pull out once. Continue from it next to this crochet. Needle in, pull down, take out, wind, pull out once. Needle in, pull down, pull it out, and pull out once. You can count from the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 single stitches totally. Then keep crocheting 4 more. Then check it. It's 11 totally. That's 11 single crochet already. Move on to the next stitch. Crochet 3 SC in the last chain. W in pattern means there's 3 single crochet in a single stitch. Needle in, pull down, take out, wind, pull out once. It's a single crochet in the same crochet. Then go ahead and hook another single crochet. 2 sec now. Then crochet 1 more. That means 3 single crochet. Wind over. Crochet right to the other side. Same thing with the crochet here. Again, then single crochet on this side. Where was its first crochet? It's in the stitch next to the one you just finished. Finish the 3 stitches next to this one. It was the first crochet. 1. Crochet the same as before. Everybody, keep on with the single crochet. There's a line here. You can cut it. Just leave a little. Or put it behind your hand. It got caught on your crocheting. Depends on your personal preference. Keep finding the needles next to it. Needle in, pull the wire, pull it over, wind it, pull out once. Needle in, pull the cable over, pull out once. There's 3 stitches. Six. Nine. 10. Take your time, everyone. The 10th is about to be the first in the line. There's a crochet on the way up. 10. Then 10th crochet. After the 10th single crochet is finished, as you can see, there's going to be another crochet on the side. If not, you'll have the wrong crochet count. In this stitch, crochet at an increase. Which means single crochet twice in the same stitch. A single crochet. The second single crochet is still in the same crochet. Needle in, pull the cable, pull out and wire the wire. Pull out once. Crochet up to now, our first line. That's the bottom right there. The first row has been crocheted. Let's take the mark buckle off. Once the mark buckle is off, you must find it. This stitch you just marked. Slip stitch. Slip stitch is the end of each row. All must be done with a crochet. You can also think of it as a chain stitch for this line. The slip stitch is the last in this row. To slip stitch with the first pin in this row, it's finding the first crochet in this row and needling. Pull down the wire and bring it out, straight through the needle you just had. This is called a chain stitch. After a chain stitch, don't forget to crochet a turning chains, because after chain stitch, and you can see what it looks like up here. If you crochet hard, this stitch will get bigger. So we're gonna do a turning chain, which means I'm gonna look it up. A turning chain is particularly easy. Wire winding, take the recoil, the pin is locked down. That's the end of the first line. Let's start line 2. The first stitch is the increase, single crochet twice in the same stitch. I need to tell everyone, it's important that you find the first stitch in each row. Because like I said, it would determine how neat your finished product will be in the future. So where's the first needle? Is the stitch where the turning chain is? I hope you can see it clearly. This stitch, instead of a large needle to the turning chain. See? Not this one. This is the second needle. The first stitch is a half V on the side. I hope you can see it clearly. Not this one, because it's the second needle. The first stitch is this one. It's where the first stitch of your second row is going to start. So, the position of turning chain and chain stitch is the first stitch of your next row. You can take a look. The moment shows the turning chain and chain stitch. It's small, but it also has this stitch. This is the first stitch of the second row. Here we need to crochet an increase. That is, 2 short stitches are locked in the same crochet. The first single crochet. Second single crochet. Take it out, wire it, take it all at once. As you can see, there are 2 little V's. You see? Similarly, it is recommended that beginners use a mark buckle to mark clearly. This is where the first stitch is. When you become proficient later, you can quickly tell which is the first stitch. After crochet 2 little stitch, you can see There are 2 small V's starting from the mark buckle. And then we're going to hook 10 single crochet. I'll show you too. And then the other 8 stitches are the same. First stitch. Needle in, pull down the thread and pull out the needle. Wrap the wire, pull out once. Ten single crochet completed. We're gonna hook 3 increase. Single crochet twice in the same stitch. Is 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. Crochet 3 groups like this. Let's find out our next stitch. Single crochet 1 in the same stitch. Go ahead and crochet another single crochet. This is an increase. Make 3 sets like this. We just finished 1 set. Then find the stitch next to it. Single crochet. Increase. Hook another single crochet. It's the increase. Keep looking for the next stitch next to it. Go on. Crochet a single crochet. Hook another single crochet in the same stitch. Three sets of increase. We're done. Just come across the other side. Continue to hook 10 single crochet. 1, 2, 10 single crochet, then finish. There will be 2 more stitches left. This is 1. There's another next to it. Someone said, here's another one? It's not a stitch. Only 2 more stitches are left. In those 2 stitches, we're going to hook 2 increases. The first single stitch, insert it into the same stitch. Hook another single crochet. 1 single crochet. The addition of a short stitches. I just said that this is not a stitch. This is just the end of your previous line. Again, we're done crocheting on the second row. Finally, to end it, we also need a chain stitch and a slip stitch. Chain stitch is where you take the mark buckle off your line. Take your last stitch and put it into the first stitch of this row. It's the one you just marked. Pull down the wire and bring it out. Take the needle you just took once. This is called a chain stitch. After a chain stitch, wind the thread. Bring out the stitch of the chain stitch. This is called slip stitch. We finished crocheting on the second row. It's going to have a V in the front. This is the first stitch of the third row. Make sure you get the first stitch right. For the first stitch, we'll hook the single crochet. Put the needle in, put the thread down, and bring it out. Wrap the wire, take it all at once. This is your first stitch. Some people say, isn't there also a small V? Is that the first shot? No, it's your turning chain. Please pay attention. The last chain stitch and turning chain of each row must be done. But this little needle is not a stitch. So our first stitch is still here. Which means this is your first stitch. Make sure you mark your first stitch. The second stitch in the third row is an increase. Take the wire, wind it out, single pass. I will just take the mark buckle. Finish a single crochet. Hook another single crochet into the same stitch. This is an increase. After that, continue on the cross section. Crochet 10 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then take single crochet, increase, single crochet twice in the same stitch as a group. Crochet 3 groups. Let me show you. Single crochet, the increase, single crochet twice in the same stitch. Is it in this next stitch? A single crochet and another one. This is a group. We have already done one. You have to crochet 3 groups. Continue. Crochet a single crochet into the next stitch in the increase. Move on to the next stitch. Single crochet. The increase, single crochet twice in the same stitch. Come right to the other side and crochet, then single crochet as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue crocheting 1 single crochet. 1 increase, single crochet twice in the same stitch. Crochet 2 groups like this. Single crochet. The increase, 2 single crochets in the same stitch. That's an increase, single crochet twice in the same stitch. Then there's a single crochet, the increase. And then it comes to the first stitch, which is the place where we just made the mark buckle. Then chain stitch and slip stitch. Put it in, put it out, put it all in one go. It's a chain stitch. Turning chain is wound, then pull out directly. Be sure to find your starting needle. This is the first of our double crochet. It's the first stitch in the 4th row. Everybody saw it. The double crochet is the crochet wind. Then crochet the needle back into the stitch of the needle you want to cross. That's our first crochet. Okay, needle in. Pull the thread down, same way as the short needle. Bring it out. And then you can see. There should be 3 coils on your crochet hook. Wind the wire through the first 2 coils. After the first 2 coils, you still have 2 more loops on your crochet hook. Rewind the wire and take it all out at once. Crochet around the thread. Through the stitch, pull down the thread, bring out. Now you can see that there are still 3 loops on the crochet hook. Those 3 coils, wrap the wire, take the first 2 at once. There are also 2 coils on the Crochet hook. Rewind the wire and take it all out at once. The double crochet is just winding the thread, threading it through the stitch, pulling it down, bringing it out. When you bring it out, you can tighten your crochet hand a little bit. And you can see that this coil distance is going to be pulled apart. Three coils. Wrap the wire. Go through the first 2 at once. Rewinding through the last 2. It is recommended that the beginners to make it with your mark buckle. Go ahead, wrap, insert, and pull down to length. Wind the thread and bring out the first 2 stitches. Rewind the thread and bring out the last 2 stitches together. This is called a double crochet. Go on. Wired winding. Inserting needle. Take out, put it out a little harder. 3 strings. Wind the thread and bring out the first 2 stitches. Rewind the thread and bring out the last 2 stitches. A total of 38 stitches. The 38th. Do you think there's another one here? I told you this shot would never be. This is your 38th shot. On the 38th stitch, we're gonna hook a FV. FV means crochet 2 double crochets in same stitch. It's same as increased. Wind the thread and insert the needle. Pull it out. 3 strings. Wrap the wire and bring it out the first 2. Wrap it again and bring it out the last 2. It's a double crochet. Then hook another double crochet in the same stitch. This is called the FV. So now we're done with line 4. For the 4th row, the last stitch should crochet with the first stitch in your 4th row. Slip stitch and turn chain. I have taught you how important it is to slip stitch. Pull it out, take it all at once. Slip stitch and turning stitch. The 4th row is finished. And as you can see, this is the shape after you have crocheted. You can bend it a little bit to make it easier to handle. Then we're going to change the wire and length the turning chain. Then cut it in the middle. Choose your favorite color. However, if we change the line, don't crochet the last turning chain. You can see it. When you have finished the last double crochet, let's back to the last line, the last stitch of FV. The FV, when you have done, please stretch the stitch. Look carefully, please. In this stitch, here's one more stitch. At the same time, there's a needle next to it. Let's change the wires. Let's do it in orange, just like before. The same way to hold the orange thread as previous, you hold the purple. Put it under here. I won't hold the purple thread in my hand. I'll just hold the orange thread and wind it through those 2. You see? And then with the first stitch of this line, that's the one we just slip stitch and turning chain. Crochet the slip stitch and turning chain. What is the slip stitch? Bring it out, pull out directly. The turning chain is wound and brought over. Make sure it's tight. Then, let's deal with the purple thread. Just cut it from the back. Then continue crocheting with the orange thread, first winding. Insert the needle directly from the stitch next to the turning chain. Wind the thread, pull down the needle, bring it out. There are still 3 coils on the crochet hook. Wind the wire and bring out the first 2. Rewind the wire and bring it all out. In order to show you clearly, I crochet the first stitch of each row larger. This big orange V is the first stitch of your 5th row. The second stitch is the pull down of a double crochet. Here's a single crochet with a V. Where my finger is a double crochet. What is a pull down double crochet? Take a look. Wire winding. Let's insert a needle into a double crochet. Your hook is going into this position. Wire winding. Pull down double crochet into this position of the double crochet into this stitch. Then wind the wire. Lengthen the needle from pull down double crochet. It's totally possible to bring it out. It's still the method of a double crochet. Wind the wire and through the first 2 coils. Wind the wire, take the last 2. It does not crochet into this stitch. Instead, it goes into a double crochet that sits under the stitch of this needle. And of course, is on your next stitch. In the next stitch, we're going to continue to hook 2 double crochet. Those 2 double crochets are just normal crocheted inside the stitch. 2 double crochet. Needle in, needle out. 2 stitches. 2 more stitches. I feel like mine isn't crocheted properly. Try to crochet as neatly as possible. 2 stitches and 2 double crochet. That's the normal 2 double crochet. Normal 2 double crochet. Continue with 1 pull down double crochet, 2 double crochet in a group. Crochet 12 sets. There are 39 stitches in this row. Then we'll finish the last 2 stitches. One is the pull down double crochet. One is a double crochet. Hold on a second. I'm going to teach you again. Everybody, watch where the pin is. This is the pull down double crochet. And let's take a look. Where the orange meets the purple, this stitch is the last stitch on the top line, the 4th row. The little orange one next to it, as we said. It looks like a little V, but it's not a stitch. So our last stitch is where you handed it off. It's your last stitch. The last stitch is a double crochet. Crochet this double crochet. We need to switch lines. To show you, I'm going to switch for each line. Right after your last stitch. Draw out. You can see that. Then crochet into the stitch and next to the stitch. And then I'll use the yellow line. Wrap it around your hand. Put it behind you. Put your hands on it. That's the other side. Wind the wire. Take both coils at once. And then your 5th line. That's the stitch in our previous row to crochet the slip stitch. That's why we suggested new beginners have to get this mark buckle right. Bring over, bring back. Then the orange thread can be cut off. For beginners, please leave it a little longer. After cutting, crochet a turning chain. I suggest you, if you wanted to make it tighter, take this yellow wire and wrap it around the one you straighten. Round it like this. It's across like this. Then crochet a strainy stitch. This is going to be very, very strong. Never lose. The first stitch in the 6th row is a double crochet. Find the thread and find your first stitch. Double crochet. Here's a little trick for you. If you want to make it more beautiful, you can be like me. It's the one that presses down. Keep it always on the edge of the stitch you're trying to hook. In this way, you'll crochet every time you wind the wire. It will be hidden in the stitches. Let me show you. Wrap, double crochet, insert. Take a good look at. Bring it out. Pull out the wire and cross the first 2 coils. Take the last 2 out directly. Pull down, double crochet. Have a look. Its corresponding position should be on your previous pull down, double crochet pin. This is my first pull down crochet. See this orange column? My first pull down double crochet is this line is still on this column. Take a look. Crochet and pull down double crochet on this column. So when you cannot find the right spot, the pull down double crochet is this row near the purple stitch. Will also work. Purple place into needle. Pull out. There are 2 stitches left. One is pull down double crochet. One is a double crochet. Just where it meets orange and yellow, there's a stitch. This is a double crochet. So we have got line 6 done. Start changing the thread at the end of the last one of this stitch. After picking 2 stitches, pull the thread in the back and press tight, and then take it out all at once. After you bring it out, you lock it with the first stitch in this row. Take it out and pull it through the same coil you just had. Then, pull this yellow thread and cut it. Put the short green wire over the long one. Then proceed with stitches. Go ahead, find your first turning chain. The first stitch is a double crochet. This is your first double crochet. Then continue to pull down double crochet. It's always the same. Make your row, pull down, double crochet in the same position. As you previous pull down, double crochet. Then continue to find the right position. 2 double crochet. Keep on crocheting, pull down, double crochet. The rest we'll see has 2 stitches. Here's a stitch, and then right next to it, where the yellow meets, the green. This is the last stitch. Continue crocheting. 1 pull down, double crochet. A double crochet. We're done with this row again. Start switching lines. Everybody, please have a look. This stitch and this stitch next to it. Hold down the line. Take it all at once. Find your first stitch, put it in, and bring it out. Take it out directly, and then the green line. Same tension, and then cut it. Then press the short wire over the long wire. Crochet turning chain. The 8th line is the same as the preceding 2 lines. Still, we crochet a double crochet first. The first stitch is double crochet. The second stitch is where you put the pull down double crochet. It still needs to hook the pull down double crochet, and you can see that right now. The position of the pull down double crochet is the same. Continue to find the next stitch and crochet a double crochet, and then another double crochet, and so on. We're down to the last 2 stitches of this row. because I'm not involved in changing the wires, so I just kept crocheting. Pull down, double crochet, then double crochet. Next, slip stitch and turning chain. The turning chain is the same as previous. Find the first stitch, pull out. Just wind the wire and lock it. The next step is the same as before. If you feel like you don't understand the double crochet and pull down double crochet, you can go back and look at the previous tutorial. To distinguish between the pull down double crochet and the double crochet. Because I didn't switch lines in this row, even if I do the pull down double crochet, I can't tell it from. As you can see, the pull down double crochet has a distinct streamline. Every stitch will be a little more. If you still change the thread on this 9th line, you can continue to crochet pull down double crochet. If you didn't switch lines like this, just take the line and hook it all the way to the top. Then you can just crochet 39 double crochet and every other line. No more pull down double crochet because you can't see the effect of the pull down double crochet. So all our stitches are crochet on this stitch of the single crochet. We won't be able to crochet double crochet on the last row. We crochet single crochet and increase. Let's have a look. Crochet the first stitch. The first stitch must be here, not the beside one. It's been said over and over again. First needle in here. And single stitch. Inserting needle. Take the wire, pull it out, wind it all at once. From the 18th stitch in the corner position of this bag. Let's have a single crochet and increase single crochet twice in the same stitch. A single crochet. I winded the corner and turned it into the other side. Continue to hook the single crochet on this cross section. Here we need another stitch. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, finally crochet and increase. Single crochet twice in the same stitch. After the crochet is finished, we need to find the first stitch of the row. Crochet slip stitch. I'm going to teach you one last time for a slip stitch. Put the needle in, put the thread down, bring it out, all out directly. Chain stitch. In this way, you can stretch the coil. Put the tape with scissors where it's long. Pull the thread out. Now the part of the coin purse that needs to be crocheted is complete. Then you can turn the bag over. You can see some wire connector. We can cut it with scissors and then hide the other one. Just follow every stitch. just thread it through. Feel free to look for stitches as long as it doesn't affect the front. Try to wrap it in a straight line. It would be more beautiful. Go down as far as you can, because the lower it is, the less it affects use. It doesn't affect the aesthetics, and then flip it over again. Then find a needle. I'm sure it will fit through this hole. Divide the yarn into 2 strands to make it easier to thread the needle. Also, be sure to make a few knots as you thread. For fixing, we have to sew on this line of single crochet. Look for the front of this coil purse. Find this corner. Insert the needle from the front. It's going to be in a position similar to this. Don't stick it here. Insert the needle in a straight position. When you bring the thread out, you can feel the thread holding. Make sure the pocket is positive, or at least an oval at the bottom, then thread. Pull it out. Once you have fixed your hand, wrap it in place of the bag. Keep your hands in place. When you put the needle, you can put the needle next to it. Bring out the needle. You just go with the next stitch. When the next one comes out, let's have a look. The way out is into this little hole right next to it. That's where the needle comes out. You can see this needle in your hole. Continue. Insert the needle and then back into the hole next to it. Take a good look at. It's done on the first turn. Then transition to the opposite side. Pick it like that. If you want to look nice. I suggest you pick the same line. Pick a maximum of 3 needles. Then bring the thread here. It's just a natural transition to the other side. Go on sewing. Don't worry, the first injection is generally more difficult to find. The rest is the same as the other hemisphere. This is what happens after 1 lap. I will show you the effect of 2 laps later. Also, there's 1 last stitch left in this line. Let's enter it from the last remaining frame. Back 1 stitch. Same way to transition. Be careful not to thread the needle through, otherwise it will affect the appearance. Especially if your thread is a different color. Just like the way to hide line. Just hide it in there like this. We're going to go ahead and sew between those 2 stitches. This suture will be easy because the first row is completely fixed. Then needle in. On this one you can see it. This is what 3 needles look like. And that's done. Then hide the thread as long as it's pretty. You can sew it yourself. Pull it out. Just bring it over. I have finished the kiss clasp look frame right now. Then tie the thread in a few knots. Hide it on this edge. Three or 5 stitches will be fine. A little bit of pressure on the hidden junction will push it inside. Cut down the thread. Pick a side you like. Add your own trinkets to it, and you're done.